Let's get into this Garrett drama, guys. Like right after I posted my video, my review of last week's episode, all of this stuff came out about him. So while you guys are watching my review, the drama is coming out and you guys are writing in the comment section, Nikki, he's not what you think, he's not what you think. And I'm like, I know that. I just found out as soon as I uploaded my video. So I've been doing my own little research on the Garrett situation, and here are a few of my thoughts. First of all, Mr. First Impression Rose Garrett, it was found out that he was liking some very problematic and disturbing Instagram posts, and I think it's to the point where it was bothersome because it was beyond politics and it was just really disturbing. The one that really stuck out to me was the post about throwing Mexican children over the border. Like, it just, I don't know, like I don't know how you can like something like that and be a grown-up. You know what I mean? I feel like we are all, you got to give a leeway sometimes to people who are very young and still growing and learning. I look at myself now as an adult and I think about the things that I thought just 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So there is a learning process that you have to give people. And I want to give that to Garrett. But I feel like something like that is very alarming. It's very alarming because it has nothing to do with politics. It's liking the mistreatment of people. And for me, it was alarming. It was really, really alarming because I was just like, oh my gosh, when I heard about it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is political stuff. Okay, you know, people have different political beliefs. It is what it is. But when I saw the stuff he was liking, it was just like, this is just harmful. There's no politics behind it. It's just very nasty, and it speaks to his core. You know what I mean? Because I was ready to go into this, be like, okay, it's political stuff. Okay, yes, Becca, you know, may be an out and proud liberal. You know, she may be very open about that, but she's falling for a conservative. I have one of my good girlfriends, a staunch liberal. She's married to a Republican. They make it work. I don't know how. Couldn't be me. But they make it work. You know what I mean? And it's just because my views are just so different. So I don't know how I could do a situation like that. But she's happy with him, and you know, he's also not liking posts about children being thrown over the border. So, you know what I mean? Like, I think you can be with somebody who is different politically. It's when the heart doesn't match up with your heart. You know what I mean? So that was the problem with a lot of things that Garrett was liking. And instead of speaking on them, he just deleted all his social media. I told you guys before, I can't use their pictures because the last time I used the pictures that ABC provided, they put a copyright strike on one of my videos, so I wasn't able to upload videos for like a week. And I reached out to Mike, the producer of the show, and I was just like, come on, can you tell them to get off my back? And they did. But I'm not messing with ABC no more. Although I am helping you get views, I'll still take the hate that y'all trying to throw me with them copyrights, and I won't put none of that stuff up. I'll get my own source and I'll make it work. Anyway, instead of addressing the likes or whatever, he just deleted his Instagram, and then he came back with an apology. And here it is. I never realized the power behind a mindless double tap on Instagram and how it bears much weight on people's lives. I could accept this even at 22. Not in your 30s, bro. Is he 30s or late 20s? You're too old. You look too old to be this dense. Then he says, I did not mean any harm by any of it. My Instagram likes were not a true reflection of me and my morals. Yes, they were. It's what you believe. Like, you liked way too many for it to be just like, oh no, that's not who I am. Nah, bro, there's a paper trail. There's always receipts. And then he says, I am not the negative labels people are associating me with. For those who do know me, I am a sincere, genuine, loving, lighthearted, open-minded, and non-judgmental individual. That may be true. That's what we were introduced to on the show, but there's also this side of you that is problematic, beyond problematic. I'm just like, he was liking harmful stuff. You know, politics aside, when it gets into the harming of people, that's scary. I like to make new friends with anyone I meet and want everyone to find their happiness. I love to laugh and often enjoy seeing others do the same. I hope that someday you can get to know the real me and the man that I am. And then he says, let my mistakes be a lesson for those who mindlessly double tap images. See, not taking ownership. Just be like, yo, this is how I think. This is where I grew up. This is what I believe. Being in this environment, I'm learning in new different things. I'm getting to see people who are different than me, and I'm learning how to build those relationships. But where I'm from, how I was raised, this is what I know to be true. That's what I would have respected if he owned up to that, because that is something that is very true. I held a bunch of beliefs. I held a bunch of beliefs when I was younger, because I lived in my own environment. You know what I mean? I lived in an environment where people were like me. People believed what I believed. And it wasn't until I traveled, until like I moved to New York at like 18, and I just saw a totally different way of life. I met people from different cultures, and I realized that the best information or the best judgment I could give of a person is me interacting with them one-on-one, me getting to know them, and not basing ignorant ideals on their community because of what I saw on television or what I heard. You are the best reader of judgment concerning yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you know if a person is real or fake because we can feel that energy. You know if a person has ill intentions. You know if a person is the real deal from just that initial interaction and just meeting them and getting to know this person. So you trust yourself and how you proceed in relationships with people who you are told negative things about. Now, if somebody tells you that this person is like a serial killer, okay, leap with caution, or maybe not even meet this person. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, if you just have heard negative things about a person because of their how they identify sexually, their skin color, their financial, their tax bracket, basically, where they're from, things that are just, you can't really base people off of, like just frivolous things. I think you owe it to yourself to find out if you really believe that by getting to know other people. So I could have respected Garrett giving that kind of conversation, because anybody who's went to college knows that you are confronted right off the bat at orientation with people who have lived in their own little bubbles within their communities, and then you come out and you're dealing with all of these people, and it takes a minute, but everything that you thought is just, it's like your mind is in this warp because you're just like, no, I was told that you guys do this. I was told this. And you have to unlearn the problematic stereotypes that you grew up with. So I would give him that, because even when they showed his interview, like his introduction to us, I was just like, okay, it's a small town, you know what I mean? Probably live around people who look like him. That's all he's known. Probably his only interaction with people who are different than him is probably on a business trip, or maybe vacationing somewhere, not really spending time and investing in that community to really get to know the truth of these people. I would give him that, because that makes sense. We've all experienced that. Not everybody grew up in New York City, and even if you did grow up in New York City, y'all live in different boroughs. So you think that this borough is like this, but you don't really know until you interact with people from that borough or go there yourself, right? So I'll accept that, because that's realistic. But just this, people who know me know that that's not what I'm like. Okay, now you bring other people into it, and then they start telling the tea on you. Like, no, this is who he is. Like, we was just at a Klan rally last week. Like, you got to be careful with that, because instead of trying to make something go away, the best way is to, not like Chase, is to get in front of it. The best way to get in front of it is to be honest, be real, and be vulnerable. And that's not what he did, and I think it's going to work against him. I really, really do. And just to finish up his apology, like he said before, let my mistakes be a lesson for those who mindlessly double tap images, memes, and videos on social media on any social media content that could be many things, including hurtful, degrading, and dehumanizing. That feminist meme, ugly. He concluded, I do not want my social media to define who I am. I will take better care moving forward and to support all walks of life. Again, I sincerely apologize, and I'm sorry for hurt, damage, or offense that I may have caused. I believe that. And I think it makes sense for his social media not to reflect who he is, because it doesn't reflect anybody. Like, you know what I mean? Just because I liked a joke about a wig being snatched doesn't mean that I want my wig snatched. You know what I mean? So I don't really think that our social media is a reflection of who we are. I think it's a small portion. It's not the whole shebang. So although he likes some disturbing things, I think it's wise to allow the man to grow if he really wants to. I think in this environment he's going to have to, because he's surrounded by different people, and I don't think he's ever dealt with that before. So this is his first time, and I'm not giving him grace, right? He's an adult. He should know better. But not everybody has the privilege of being blessed enough to live amongst people who are not like you, to be in diverse communities, to have diverse inner circles, to go to diverse schools, to work in diverse jobs. I had to realize that living in a diverse blue-collar city, you know, moving to LA was extremely different. You know, moving to New York City was extremely different. I had to learn that although I was blessed with this diversity, not everybody had that. Not everybody knows how to deal with other cultures in a just humane way, because what we're taught concerning each other is so damaging. You know, just how we've been taught race in this nation. It's just very problematic. It really, really is. Like, it took me well into my 20s to understand that race was a social construct and not Bible. You know what I mean? So I do want to give the dude space to grow. I'm not excusing anything that he's done, but I do want to give him space to grow, because it was given to me, and I'm a better person because of it. I'm a better person because the people in my life who were different than me did not throw me away or shun me, but I was somebody who was receptive. I wanted to do better, and I wanted to be better. If that is not what Garrett wants to do, then there's a problem. That leads me to Becca's response. Becca says, I can't fault anyone for what they believe, and who's to say that anyone is truly what they believe in if they just double tap? Sis, you losing me. I can't speak to that because that's just not me. I am a strong woman and I do believe in certain things, but again, that's what's so great about our country. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Throwing a Mexican child over the border is not an opinion. It's a felony, or it should be, right? So that made me think that she picked him. I feel like he might be if he doesn't give the ring, or if he doesn't get the final rose, he's up there. He's up there. That was her response, and I'm like, okay, you were giving this dude a lot of grace. Why would you be giving him this much grace if he didn't hit? You know what I mean? No, not like that, but if he didn't like make a great impact on you. So I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think it's fair at this point to compare Garrett to Lee, because we just don't know. Lee was just awful from the beginning to the end. Garrett seems remorseful, but we don't know. We really, really don't know. But I did want to take some time to discuss that, because as soon as I posted my video, Garrett comes out with these problematic likes, and I'm like, dude, y'all couldn't have broke this story an hour before?